I get to do some things that I wanted to do for quite a while. I want to go through my 110 collection. I have some videos on these machines, but not a lot of them, and I've got some videos on some attachments like the air compressor, which I'll do another video on that now that I have some room to show you these machines, not outside in the wind and everything. However, it is raining outside, so that does create some issues. This is a 1965 110 with a Model 7 sprayer on it. The 110 itself is a manual lift, nothing overly special about the 110 other than the fact that it's mostly original. I got this machine in October of 2014 is my guess, best I can remember. So I've had it almost 6 years now. Runs great. I'll try to fire it up here in a little bit. I don't keep batteries in my ground fenders because I just don't use them enough. Normally, if you've noticed in a lot of videos, I just sit over in the corner of the shop underneath the pile of junk and some covers, and I don't actually get them out very much. The 7 sprayer came out with the round fenders, and basically the sprayer is an integral sprayer, so there's a PTO pump on the front and the tank, and the arms are in the back. I was lucky enough to pick this up off of an individual out of Ohio. He originally had it on a 140. He had modified it, or somebody had modified it on a 140, and that's how I ended up with it. So overall, really excited to have it. I do have a couple things missing. I'll try to cover some of those things, and a couple of the smaller brackets and stuff like that. But overall, like I said, this machine runs really nice. The headlights are incorrectly mounted. The previous owner of the machine did that. When I showed up to buy it, he was a little embarrassed that they were mounted incorrectly, but that's where he thought they were mounted based on the pictures on the internet. Which, I mean, you can, I guess a lot of people do that. Not really. I'm not necessarily taking anything away from it. Just like this 110 has its own, they still installed an amp meter in it with a fuse. But I'm just a caretaker of these machines. So I'm not going to get too bent out of shape on stuff like that. Overall, this machine's in really good shape. It drives nice. The generator could use some new bearings, but it charges just fine, pops right off every time you go to start it. So I'll just finish the walk around here and show you the rest of the machine itself. Sorry about the lighting, I can't open the other door because the way the rain's coming in. So how this works is you have your pump up here that runs off of a pulley off of the engine sheave right there. So there's a pulley. I don't have a belt on it because I don't want the pump running dry. And then you have I had the shield and I had the pump, but this bracket and a couple other brackets were I know this is all one bracket right here, and then the brackets to hold the shield on were missing. I actually had this made off of a copy that somebody was nice enough to send me. And so basically what happens is when you move the lift lever, go ahead and move the lift lever in and out, you change the tension on that belt. So when you pull back, you're basically lengthening the belt. It'll drive, the pulley will start to move, and when the pulley starts to move, it'll start pumping whatever is in the tank. So basically you have an inlet, you have an outlet, and it comes back here to this valve right here. There's also on the bottom of the sprayer, there's the inlet right there. And so basically the pressurized material comes in here, whatever it is. This gauge right here will tell you pressure. You can modulate the pressure right here, and you can decide exactly which direction you want it to go, whether you want it to go to, oh no, sorry, you can't do that with this. Yeah, you can. You can decide which way you want it to go, whether it needs to go to the boom or whether it needs to go, I'm trying to remember how all this happened. No, okay. So I'm going to start over. I'm so used to my sprayer, and I haven't used this one in so long. So what you have is you have your outlet right here, which you regulate your pressure, regulate your flow with this brass valve right here. You can either hook it up to the boom or you can hook it up to the hose for the wand spraying. I don't have the hose hooked up right now. Some interesting things about these sprayers. That rubber gasket right there for this sprayer is either no longer available or it has to come from England. Found that out. But the way this thing attaches to the machine is it attaches to the hitch plate under there, and then there are two brackets, the same brackets you would use for the rear weight brackets, or the same holes you would use for the rear weight brackets. There's two little pegs, and this metal part right here fits over those pegs. This up here attaches very similar to the way a front draft arm would or front draft plate would attach. There's that bar that runs from one side to the other. That's just a hollow shaft that runs through there. So that is a Model 7 sprayer. There are, a lot of people think, they are decently rare attachments. Like I said, I'm very happy to have them, but they are out there. I just don't think a lot of people like to talk about them, and I don't know why, but I do have one. And this is the Model 7 sprayer on a 65 110. I'll go ahead and set up a battery just to kind of show you how the machine runs. Unfortunately, I can't drive it right now. I whacked my knee earlier this week, and basically when I whacked my knee, it caused a kind of a bone bruise, and so I'm having trouble bending my left knee, and so not going to be doing any driving around fenders in the next couple days, but we'll eventually get back to it. This summer I would like to use the round fender to mow the yard. So let me get set up and we'll crank her up and see how she runs.